The Centennial celebration of Monterey County Free Libraries. My name is Erin Gray. I am your Mistress of Ceremonies. And we are here today to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Monterey County Free Libraries. They started in 1912. And the first library branch that we had was in Greenfield. There were 5 libraries that first year. From Greenfield down to the Big Sur post office. And there was the first librarian, Miss Ann Haddon, who delivered the library books on a donkey. Now, I don't know about y'all, but it makes my backside hurt just to think about driving a donkey from Greenfield to Big Sur. I can't even imagine. I don't even like to do that in the car. But Miss Ann Haddon delivered those books, and so today, in honor of her, we have our own county librarian, Miss Jayanti Adelman, arriving on a burro. Yay!
Yes. You want it?
Stop all at the same time. These are professional musicians, by the way. All right. So, and no further ado, although I am reluctant to give up the mic, I will hand it over to Miss Jayanti Adelman, who is going to introduce these folks who actually mean something behind me, and she'll get on with the rest of the day.
Thank you so much for coming. Welcome. We are so happy. Happy birthday to MCFL. And I really don't know how the first librarian rode all the way to Greenfield. This was pretty rigorous. So, yeah. We're really, really proud to have the state librarian here with us today. And I'd like to welcome Stacy Aldridge to say a few words.
Well, happy birthday. This is fantastic. How many of you love your public library? I love public libraries. They're so fantastic. And believe it or not, our history, our California State Library history, is intertwined with your history. It was the state librarian James Gillis in the late 1800s, early 1900s, who sent librarians out to help build county libraries. And it was the Mr. L.L. Putnam who sent a letter to James Gillis in 1911, 1912, and said, I came from the East Coast and I want library services just like the East Coast here in California. Can you help us build a county library? And so he sent Miss Harriet Gertrude Eddy, who traveled by burro, who traveled by train and steam and rowboat, and she traveled all across the state and also came here to Monterey to help build the will to build a county library system. So today we not only celebrate the 100 years of the Monterey County, but we're celebrating these amazing women who helped build libraries in California, like Harriet Gertrude Eddy and also Ann Hayden. So it's a pleasure to be here with all of you today. Happy 100 years, and may you have many, many more. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stacy. And we have with us Supervisor Calcagno, really long time, great supporter. And Supervisor, would you say a few words, please?
It's a pleasure to be here to celebrate 100 years, and we think back 100 years of taking a mule, a jackass, and taking him from Greenfield and going the backcountry over the hills into the coastal areas of Big Sur, just for the purpose of bringing books so people could get educated and know what's going on in the rest of the world. Today we have fancy mobile build like we have here in the background. Just think the difference between 100 years, if the people 100 years ago that went with the mules, the jackasses as they were called, and if they were here today to look at that beautiful mobile unit we have here to travel across Monterey County. But I gotta tell you that when you start looking at the library system, in Monterey County, and you start looking at the free libraries we have in the little communities like San Ardo, San Lucas, and we move into the big areas like this library at Marina, the one at Castroville. The community of Soledad has a beautiful library, all part of the system. When you look at what we put together in Monterey County, it's probably one of the most successful parts of government that we've been able to put together. The budgets are not something that goes over the hill. They stay within budget. They've got a tax base to operate, and they've done it very efficiently and very honestly over the period of the last 100 years. So I think we've got a lot to be proud of. I know personally, since I've been supervisor, I've contributed a portion of my paycheck to basically the library system, and it's, at this point, I think it's a little bit over $20,000. But you've got the foundation and all the people that work on the foundation, and the money they contribute in every year is fantastic. And I don't think that all of you here today will ever see a system as efficient as this one that we have running in Monterey County. I see Jane Parker's here, and I hope we don't, Supervisor Parker, that we don't forget her. With that being said, I thank you all for being here, and I thank the library staff, Lou Bauman, our administrator from the county, who has put a lot of effort in libraries, are right on top of his list. And for the staff people that have worked and putting this whole 100 years together, even with the mule, it's a great day. Thank you.
Supervisor Jane Parker.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Supervisor Calcano. Don't you love my style and glasses? We passed a resolution this past Tuesday honoring Monterey County Free Libraries for 100 years of service, and they gave us these beautiful glasses, and I thought, I can't pass up the opportunity to wear them. So I want to thank all of you for being here today. As Supervisor Calcano has said, you know, things have really changed over 100 years, but one of the things that hasn't changed is how important libraries and the library system is and are to our communities. And you are part of that whole system and part of what makes this whole endeavor so successful. It's really exciting to see the creative ways that the Monterey County Free Library System does make themselves so valuable to those of us throughout our communities in Monterey County. It's just really an honor and a thrill to watch them in action, watching them innovate, and staying steady to that mission of really being a part of our lives to help us educate ourselves, find entertainment and diversion in really great, interesting ways. And all the forms for that can change, but the library system is here, and they're right at the forefront of it all. So thank you, Monterey County Libraries, and as the state librarian said, happy 100 years, and may you have many more.
Supervisors have been just amazing, and right from the time we were established, you know, just forward-thinking supervisors. I'm really glad we still have a very strong board of supervisors that support us, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. We also have, we serve, besides the incorporated areas, we also serve some cities, and we've had really a wonderful relationship with all of our cities. And this, of course, is our newest library in one of the cities, and I'd like to invite our Mayor of Marina to come and say a few words.
Thank you, Diante, and thanks everybody. What a great crowd coming out today. Very quickly, I just want to say it's a tough act to follow Jane. They said she was supervisor, but she looks more like a superhero. And I wanted to recognize that behind every wonderful man, there's a wonderful woman, and Carol Cacagno is here because she's with her every step of the way. And the county's Chief Administrative Officer, Lou Bauman, works, I'm sure, very long hours keeping the counties afloat as far as their budget, personnel, and everybody. I wanted to recognize Lou Bauman. And, well, I can't remember 100 years ago, But I hope that I live to 150, so we can all be back here in 50 years. And last thing I want to say is this library was perfect for Marina. It's a very down-to-earth, beautiful library in a beautiful setting. It's exactly what we needed as a community. The community room is booked almost on a nightly basis because we had the need for a meeting room. When the Army left, so did a lot of services and access to buildings, and this has filled a niche, a need that we had that's a very important one, as you can imagine. And I'd like to thank Monterey Peninsula Regional Parks District for making land available for this library to be located, for giving us a beautiful playground, and every year, sponsoring Earth Day event, which is a big event in our town. This year it will be Saturday, April 14th. Hope you can all come back then. But just thanks to everybody. What a partnership between county, city, regional parks. It's been wonderful. Let's keep it going. Thanks, everybody.
Like I've got all of our elected officials so well trained. They're thanking everyone I was planning to thank. So thank you. Thank you all so much. And really quickly, I just want to say a few words. We've been around a long time. You've heard about all the wonderful things that we've done, and we have been, when we were established, and very fast libraries started, sort of popping up all over the county. And in 1912 we started, and by 1918 we had 110 libraries throughout the county. And that's pretty amazing. But what's even more amazing is there were only 31 library staff who staffed all 110 branches at that point. And 6 of them were in the main office, and 25 were going all over the place serving the branches. And our staff are pretty much like that even now, just a really hard-working bunch, and you can tell just with a good sense of humor. We have a really good time working over here, and I'm just really, really proud of them. I'd like to ask you, please, all of the staff present can just raise your hands, and everyone just give them a round of applause. I want to just tell you 3 little stories, and I'll be really quick, just like all of our speakers. I want to tell you 3 quick stories that really show you what our staff, how well they work with the community, and just how dedicated they are to serving the community. Way back in the summer of 1978, this is very soon after Prop 13 passed, and the community, most public services were just devastated. And our Seaside branch, then the branch hours were cut down to just 30 hours. And we had only one staff member over there, that was Teddy Heller. She was a 30-hour person, and she had 10 hours of on-call help. And now Teddy was planning to get married on a Saturday, and the branch was open. And so Teddy got married in the library meeting room. And when it was time for the library to close, she locked up in her wedding dress. And that is good service. Then I jump forward to 1990. We have branches everywhere. Way back, we had a branch in Plato. Who knows where Plato is? I'll tell you where Plato is. It's now at the bottom of Lake San Antonio. But we have a branch at Parkfield, and we really needed a new building over there. We didn't have very much money, and so we decided to buy a container from someone in Big Sur. We transported that container all the way to Parkfield, and we had to put it up. It was on tires. It was way off the ground. Now, by this point, ADA had come into play, and so we needed to build a ramp for this container. Well, the container at that time cost us just over $4,000. Building that ramp was going to be a lot more than that. So there was a lot of discussion, would we actually have a branch over there? And what the branch manager's husband said, oh, come on, we farmers, we country folk know how to deal with this. He went home, brought a backhoe, dug a hole in the ground, and we just dropped the container down and did not need a ramp. And then I'd just like to go forward to 2008 during the big fires. And that was really a whole different side to how we work with the communities. Monterey County, all of you know, is pretty devastated. There was just the fires were going wild. And all our staff had just stepped forward, working really hard. One of the things our Carmel Valley branch staff noticed was that there were a lot of Spanish-speaking people in the community who were not getting access to the materials. All of the information was coming out in English. And so the staff themselves set up a translation program and started putting out information in Spanish. And the fire department really appreciated that, and then our materials were then being used throughout the county. So it was pretty neat. Then our staff were also going around. We were delivering materials to the firefighters who were all there in this, down at Andrew Molera State Park. We were driving down delivering materials. And then one morning we get a call, and it was about 9 o'clock, and we were told we needed to evacuate our Big Sur branch. And that was pretty scary for all of us. But staff right here, they jumped into their cars, vans, we got over to Big Sur, and people just started packing up. We got things together, and by 5 o'clock, exactly 5 o'clock, our managing librarian, Chris Ricker, and I were going to close. And I should add, the community, people were driving by, people who were evacuating themselves were stopping to help us pack up. And then at 5 o'clock, we put the last book into a box, put it into our cars, and we drove out of Big Sur. We were able to save every single item, all the computers, everything, and it was such a wonderful combined effort between the community and the staff. So I just want to say it's wonderful. It's been great serving this community. I do want to thank all, Supervisor Galgano, Supervisor Jane Parker, Mayor Bruce Delgado. We also have a couple of other elected officials. Nancy Amadeo, there you are, okay. We have Jennifer Felgood from the Parks. Yeah, thank you. Is there anyone else I'm missing? Any other elected official here? I hope I haven't missed anyone. And I apologize. Yuriko, yeah. We have all our from Carmel Valley, right? Yeah. That's Linda Ingram's husband. I'm going to say Mr. Ingram. Thank you. Yeah. And we have several. Lou Bauman, my wonderful, fearless boss. Thank you for everything you do for us. Really appreciate it. And I know we have some other department heads also here. I saw Mike Novo from the planning department, Benny Young from RMA. Oh, there, yeah. Anyone else? If I'm missing anyone else, and I apologize. I know that, and I thank every single one of you. I know it means a lot. We have a lot of librarians over here, and I just want to recognize them also because we work as a team. Monterey County is actually really fantastic in just our history. We have the first, the oldest library in the state over here, which is Monterey Public, and we have Kimberly Burton, the director over here. We have Elizabeth Martinez from Salinas Public. Thank you so much for coming. We have Peggy Mayfield from Hartnell. And I hope I got everyone, and if I didn't, I apologize. Thank you so much. I also want to thank it's not easy putting together an event like this. We have what we call our library ninjas, which we don't do committees anymore. We have these little groups that work fast, decisively, strategically, and we get things done. But in addition to our library ninjas, we really did get a lot of support. The foundation, I thank you so much for all you do, and really they're paying for most of the things you see over here. Really appreciate it. We have friends of the library groups who support individual libraries and also support the library at large. We thank them. We thank all of the individual donors and the businesses that have supported us. And a special thank you to our musicians. Thank you so much. Wonderful. We have Bayside Jazz. Great. Thank you. Wonderful. And then we're going to have in a little bit, we do have WD-50, Bill Rawson and Dewey Mace. There you go. And we're going to have some scratch DJs a little later on, DJ Quest and DJ Project. So, to have a great time, we're going to cut cake, and then we will just have fun. Thank you all so much.
The foundation is able to add to the services that the libraries can offer, and I think it's really an exciting time for us to do things like have homework centers and summer reading programs, which are a couple of the things that we're able to add, because I think this is a time when libraries are taking on so many more functions than they did in the past. But libraries are a place of community. If you're looking for a job, if you have to fill out your income tax, there are so many services that go beyond, I think, what many people think of as the service that a library provides.
Having worked for the county library system for 17 years, I just feel like I'm very much a part of all of this. The bookmobile is something I did for 11 years in a much older truck, and which did not have a microwave or a refrigerator, I might say. So I have to say that's certainly an improvement in the in the modern age here, but it was better than a burro, so it was lots of good moments.
And in the library system, I've always been impressed with the quality of service I received and the responsiveness of the staff in the libraries. Have been very helpful to me, and I've enjoyed relationships I've established, and I'm very appreciative of all they do. And there are few enterprises in this world that can deliver that kind of service, that kind of spirit, with that kind of helpfulness. It just be a pattern for everybody that serves the public, and I deeply appreciate that.
Have you ever been on a lion hunt before? Would you like to go on a lion hunt? Oh my, the door to the library, any library, isn't that the access to our civilization and our culture itself? And it's there as a Monterey County free library, it's there to open free, and I think that's important. And whatever it is that we've done as a country shows up somewhere on a shelf in the system that anyone can admire. So why not support it?
Maybe think about it.
Yeah, think about it.
Okay, you think about it. Okay.
Row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life. Row, row, row your boat.
Library just basically, I don't know, means everything in a community. But there's always something that's really interesting to do with the library. And of course, I'm with the Friends, and we're a major support group, as you know, for the Seaside Library. And so we get involved in projects to raise money and to involve the community. And so I guess that's what keeps me going. Besides just the library, it's just something you want to do.
There is also a giving tree inside that will enable you'll see hearts on it. This is Library Lovers Month. And you can go inside and pick a heart. I've picked 2 hearts. One says Summer Reading Prize is $50 and Children's Books for Our Library Collection $50.
The core of what libraries do, they do 3 things. They've always done 3 things: collecting, preserving, and connecting people. What those things are change over time. How they connect people changes over time. It's not just books or pictures or music. So there's one new thing that libraries are doing more of, and that's creating. And because everybody now creates content, the libraries now are becoming the place where local content is being created. Libraries used to bring the world to the community, but now libraries bring the community to the world. And so I think the future is really going to be a combination of 2 things. There will be the side of libraries that will be looking at information and designing it to create better access, so that people can make connections between all the things that are out there and available. And I don't think they'll all just be in the library. They'll be embedded in the community. But then there's the connection part of the human side, and I still think libraries, and have been for a long time in the United States, a place where people connect to one another. And they connect to one another in ways of learning, so tutoring. They connect in ways of having conversations around what's happening in our community. It's an unbiased forum, a place where we can have safe discussions and also have access to all the information to support those discussions. So I think the future really is going to be a mixture of digitizing and collecting and creating connections, but also still creating connections for people in a space where everybody can be and feel safe and have success and to be self-sufficient because they have access to all the resources in their community.
Thank you to our DJs. This is something really new and special for us, so it was really exciting. Loved it. Thank you. Yeah, and 100 years, what can I say? It's been just a great time. Love the county, love the county library staff. Just amazing. So thank you so much, and we will be partying all year. Come join us. Thank you. And